Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie, and we're gonna come in here real quick, and we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance, a tell all part two. Let's get into it. I ain't even gonna play my reel. Let's just get into it. Hold on, I made some notes. Let me see. Okay, so, hmm, wait a minute, y'all. Let me find my notes. Well, I can't find my notes. Cannot find my notes. Let me just go off the dome. So in this tell all, they had everybody down at the house. They were playing games and all of that kind of stuff. Y'all, I was so not interested in the games that they were playing, and I am sorry, but I fast forwarded through it. I did. I went completely through it. Now, if you all are on Instagram or any other social media platform, you all see that Gino is still keeping this thing going, right? Where he is releasing phone records that were allegedly supposed to be Matt and oh my god, why can't they Jasmine. Are y'all impressed with it? I'm not. I'm just not impressed with it. I absolutely. You said you did not miss much. um, every time I get on here, for some reason, anyway, he's supposed to be releasing these little phone records. It doesn't tell anything. Some of the phone records are 2 minutes. Some of the phone calls are 2 minutes long. Some of the phone records are 15 minutes long. That is not an affair. Now, if he had it on there where Jasmine was talking for hours and hours, then I would go ahead on to get a man a little bit of grace. I think he needs to get over this, right? All of this hang up that he has with Jasmine and this revenge tour that he is on, it is not looking good for him. I think it just absolutely makes him look like an idiot, in my opinion. And John like a little, pressed for Jasmine. I know that Gino feels like he has been mistreated. I know he's angry about the baby. We can all understand that, right? But this releasing, Jasmine is doing a 100-part series on him. I think that these couples need to go. Now, there is a rumor that's out there about Elizabeth and Andre being booted off of the show. I have not been able to find anything that confirms that. But the two of them, steady want to go back and forth with Yara and Jovi and with Lauren and her man. And of course, it's not going anywhere. It's just not going anywhere. It's just a whole bunch of chitter chatter. And like I said last week, this is just a whole bunch of people who appear to be very, very drunk. Darcy is out there talking about her man and what he does in bed. And I thought that that was just completely embarrassing. And, she's saying that, he's a hit it and quit it, but she always wants it. And they yes, he is. He is Alice. He absolutely is. And the thing about it is Elizabeth's put in my opinion, Elizabeth agitate I mean, she instigates it. She allows him to do this because this is who Elizabeth is. Elizabeth is saying that she's a good friend and all of that kind of stuff. And, she's not, because she's not even a good friend to her sisters. And if she can't be a good friend to her sister, how can she be a good friend to anybody in the class? I mean, on the cast? I think it's just a whole bunch of drunk people. The thing that I liked this week was Kara. Is that her name? Kara. Let me pull up my notes. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm coming. Trying to find my notes. Let me try. I'm trying to find my notes. I had my notes, and I can't find my notes. Hold on. Gotta find my notes. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Man, my cotton freaking notes, y'all. I had detailed notes. Wait a minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Hold on. Let me find my notes. Let me see if I got them here. God dang it. Because there was a couple of things I really wanted to talk about in detail. Wait a minute. 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 I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Uh, Here I come. Coming, y'all. Coming, coming, coming. So anyway, let me just go over the dome. I can't find it. So Brandon and Julia, let me just go. Let me just do it this way. I'm gonna go off the dome. So let's just talk about Kara and Guillermo. They really got serious on this particular child. I don't know what I did with my notes, but I know I had notes. Yes, Tamika. Kara and Guillermo, I thought was the couple that, in my opinion, did what they were supposed to do. They gave us the status about what was happening in their relationship. So Kara gets, according to Guillermo and her, has a alcohol problem or had one that she is trying to rehab herself from. Now, in one of the episodes, we heard her talk about being with this old boyfriend, and this boyfriend, host all these parties and concerts and stuff, and so she gets in on it. This week, on this episode of the Tell All, she actually said, "Hey, I know that if I gave him a chance, we could be together." And this is what Guillermo has been carrying in his heart the whole entire time, which now explains why he got out of that relationship with her. He needed to. Now, when they talk about their baby, the both of them get teary-eyed. They really love the baby, but she feels like she can dance. She says that she's still the same person that Guillermo met, right? On the island when she went to the island. But she's not, because she always played this very innocent role, that she was wholesome here in America. And, she went out and had a vacation and she met him. This person that we are seeing dancing on tabletops, doing videos with Rob and the crew. This is not the same person that we met season one. She's not even the one that we met season two. This is a total different woman whose career I thought she had another career. I had no idea that she was into dancing half naked and all of that, right? Guillermo sees the woman that she has become. He sees her coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning. She's, drinking. He said that she is a total different person when she drinks. And I believed him 100%. 100%. Now, do I believe that she has not been with the old boyfriend? Because she said that, yes, I've cheated, which we saw that right before he married her. They went to a class reunion, and one of the gentlemen at the class reunion already has spilled the tea that, she cheated on him. So we know that she's a cheater. She's saying that she hasn't cheated on Guillermo, right? But how does he know? When she's coming in 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, men are all up in her face. She doing the most under, the influence of alcohol. And so Yara, with her dumb butt, says, was it Yara or Jasmine? See, well, aren't these her fans? These are her fans. No, a fan does not do that. A fan is not all over you. You're not drinking and under the influence of alcohol, changing your whole entire personality for a fan. They don't have that one-on-one, get to touch you, get to do everything that they want to do with you. No, that's not a fan. And I thought that was very ignorant for that to even come out of Yara's mouth to say, well, these are her fans. No, a fan is totally different from what she is doing, right? So anyway, they start talking about, having a home together. She's saying that she is on the home and he's on the deed. And she believes that because she is the one who is paying the rent, and I say, i.e., I'm the American, then Guillermo should give me the house. Now, Guillermo, she was like, I've been paying the rent. Paying the rent doesn't mean that you're paying the rent. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So you may be the one who's writing the check out, but Guillermo was like, I've been covering everything else. So fair exchange, no robbery. If you're not paying for the utility bills, gas bill, water bill, or he's helping with any of that, he still is entitled to whatever he's entitled to. He's on the freaking deed. Matter of fact, she can't even sell the home without Guillermo signing over. Now, Guillermo, kind of wanted to argue the point, but at the end of the day, he was like, look, I've been poor. I've been without. I know what that is. And I know what it is to abound and to have much. And at this point, I am willing to give her the home. I think that she is really heartbroken. I think this is the man that she wanted to be with for the rest of her life. And he is just not tolerant of the things that she does. Even when she did the video with Rob and them, I thought it was completely and totally inappropriate and did not even watch the whole thing because I just think that she is just really raunchy. And I mean, be you, do you, right? But when you have a husband who cares about you, who loves you, this is not something that you should be doing. And for the cast to seem like they support, it's like everything that's wrong, this cast supported. And I don't understand that. And I also don't understand why Robin is not hosting the show and letting Andre scream across the thing. Like Andre is actually very barbaric, in my opinion. Everything is let's fight. There's no talking, there's no nothing. I think he thinks because of his statue and that he's taller than these guys that he can whoop them. But I'm going to tell you, big trees and giants do come down. And he going to run up against the right person on the right day that's going to set him straight and let him know that he is the. And Elizabeth loves it. She like pumps it all up. I don't like the fact that Darcy puts her man out on the street about what they're doing in their bedroom. All of them talk that kind of bedroom mess. I don't know what that's about, but they all want to talk about the bedroom, go lick a doorknob or something like that. I just was like, what is going on here? They go up to the room, and of course her husband does not make love to her, but who can make love to Darcy, in my opinion, with all of the fake breasts, fake this, fake that, the cheeks is fake, your eyes is fake, like everything is fake. Like, what is he making love to? It's just absolutely disgusting. And I just sometimes I'll be looking at this show and I'll be like, Auntie, why are you watching this show? Why are you watching this show? And y'all know I've said that repeatedly. Why are you watching this stupid show? It is so scripted. It is so heavily produced. In my opinion, you got a bunch of weak people who allow a production company to create an image that you got to live with. And as long as you live with the image and you play by the rules, then you stay on. The more arrogant, combative you are, the longer you stay on the show. Gino and Jasmine should have been gone. This cheating scandal, the girl got a whole baby. Oh, and as a matter of fact, she did come out today and say that these twins was somebody else. Whatever Jasmine can do to get attention, that's what Jasmine does. But Matt's mother is upset that he has gone and had a baby with Jasmine. Jasmine does not, in my opinion, want Matt. She doesn't want Matt. Matt is something for her to do, somewhere for her to live. And I guarantee you, mark this video and this day. As soon as Jasmine is divorced from Gino, And I think they probably already are. A divorce from Gino, and gets herself a stable, she gonna leave Matt. I listened to Jasmine last week when she said that she had an obsessive love for Gino. I was like, no, you had an obsessive love for being here in the United States of America. She reminds me of Natalie that used to be married to Mike. That's what she reminds me of. Jasmine is going to continue to drop her stuff, and the next thing you know, Matt is going to be getting cheated on. The same way that Matt got Jasmine is the same way that Matt is going to lose Jasmine. You can never win when you dirty. Whether or not Gino, with his stupid behind, agreed to an open marriage or not, you know that there's a covenant in marriage. And you know that you came from a background where this where this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable for you to even have a baby and all that. You already know the way, the truth, and the light. Let's just go ahead on it and tell the truth. You already know what that is. And you decide to break every covenant, right, that you and your family have been raised with. He tells Jasmine to her face, we were supposed to date. You're not supposed to be married. We wasn't supposed to have sex. And if we did have sex, it wasn't supposed to produce a child. Matt knows all of that. And yet he decided to get into this relationship with Jasmine. I think a lot of it had to do with TV. I don't believe that this baby was planned, but I think that they're going to do, what they got to do in order to keep their money coming in and not have no real job. Like point blank into the period. And I think that Gino, with this, I'm going to get you, sucker. I got to get revenge on you. It's just a waste of his time, and it's absolutely a waste of ours. It is a waste of our time. The arguing, going back and forth, the where's the bartender, the standing around getting drunk out their minds, saying anything is so immature. And frankly, I believe that the people who watch 90 Day Fiance are fairly intelligent people. I believe that many of us are over the age of 40, and we look at this mess as entertainment, and it's really not entertainment. It has gotten very old and stale. It is not the 90 Day Fiance that we are accustomed to. I think 90 Day Fiance the other way, no, not the other way, 90 Day Fiance, I can't remember what it is coming out with new couples. Hopefully that will be better. But I'm going to tell you, I used to be excited, so excited about doing 90 Day Fiance that I would do it on Sunday nights with a child in school when I first started doing this. I was so committed. It is just not entertaining to me at all, which is why, of course, I had notes. It's just not entertaining at all. It's a whole bunch of foolishness that is going on. Like I said, I think that Cara and Guillermo had the best. Now let's talk about Brandon and Julia. So of course, Julia is pregnant. She is 6 months pregnant, and she sits out there and she cries because she is pregnant. She's saying that, she has this paranoia. She hasn't told her parents, and neither has she told Brandon's parents. Now, I know that Ron and his wife are annoying, but at the end of the day, these are Brandon's parents. Brandon said that he has agreed to go along with Julia. hiding her pregnancy from everyone because she announced it to the cast that she was 6 months pregnant, and they were all like shocked. I think some of them probably peeped it out. When you're, when you're older, right? I don't care what clothes you have on, the camouflage, you can tell when a woman's pregnant. I doubt. So she, tells the cast that she hasn't told her parents that her and Brandon have been lying. Again, Brandon says that he has been doing this because he did not want to stress her out. Of course, she brings out the tears, right? Because this makes her seem pathetic and a woman, that needs someone. And oh my God, oh my God. So she calls her parents. And of course, she's happy to tell them. But I don't believe that Julia's parents did not know that Julia was pregnant. What I was shocked about is at the tell all how they did not go back over the sea. That's what I'm saying. This is some hodgepodge bullcrap put together because they did not go back over where they've traveled, what happened on the travel, when did she really actually find out she was pregnant? Like it was just so many things that was left out of it. Because everybody else is hosting the show basically. Not in my opinion, Sean Robinson does not host anymore. She just sits there, throws out something, introduces the next person that they're going to be talking about, but the cast is running it. The cast is the one that breaks into arguments, decide who they're going to talk about, when they're going to talk about them, and how they're going to talk about them, whether or not they're a favorite, they're not a favorite, whether they're going to jump into the middle of a conversation, cause some chaos and confusion with the six people, Lauren and her husband, and like it's just a whole bunch of mess. But anyway, let's go back to Julia. So Julia decides that she's going to act and pretend like she is calling her mother and telling her mother about her pregnancy for the first time. And now she's going to act as if she has got a real big hang up with Miss Betty, and she just really doesn't want to tell her about it. But she was like, since my mother was happy about it, let's see if we can have the same thing, right? Um, as soon as Julia, their names came up. Julia was tired, done and through. She just does not like Brandon's mother. And the way to hurt Brandon's mother is to always have this woman beholden to her. And she uses Brandon as a weapon to hurt his own parents. But until Brandon wakes up and realizes that he is a very manipulative wife, she don't even have to manipulate him. She just controls him. She controls what he thinks, what he says, who he talks to. She controls, hey, Dr. Payne. She controls all of that. Because there's no way in the world that I will be having my first baby and not tell my parents. This is a way to hurt and punish, keep the mother in a perpetual state of punishment. And this is not going to work. You got the crew saying you need to take advantage of the situation and all that kind of stuff, right? You're going to need a babysitter. You're going to need the help. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. But she's so stubborn and she wants Miss Betty to pay. I don't even know at this point what is really the issue between Julia and Miss Betty, y'all. Because it's something else. It is absolutely something else. It's not the woman being controlling. It's not the woman being a nag. There is something else. And if I cared enough, I will go back and pinpoint what season, what episode Julia flipped. But she is controlling Brandon's relationship with his parents. And you can't really blame you can't really blame Julia. You got to blame Brandon because he's so weak and he wants this baby so bad by Julia that he has yielded all of his control. It's so freaking sad. Thank you so much, Dr. Payne, for the 199 super chat. Hey, pretty friend, Julia is hell on wheels. Absolutely. But she gonna pay for that because you know the thing about it is the thing about it is that you realize, right, when you have your own children, 100% the devil, things will repeat themselves. And God has a way of showing you you did that when you was 15. You did that to your mother when you was 15. So when you see it repeating your child, it's a reminder of how you cut up the pain you may have caused your parents when you was around this age. Julia is gonna have that baby, in my opinion. This is my opinion. She's gonna have that baby, and that baby gonna give Julia hell because you reap what you sow. And I don't care who you believe in, what you believe in, you reap what you sow. Whatever you put in the ground is going to cause a harvest to be returned to you. That daggone thing you put in the ground is going to get watered and it's going to grow and it's going to create an increase. And she going to get that back through that baby that is currently in her belly. The thing about it is too, you walking around with all this hate and bitterness, you don't know how that is affecting that child that's in you. How is that affecting the baby that's in you? Is it making the baby nervous? Is it making the baby anxious? What is that doing to the baby that you have in your body? Because when you're pregnant, that baby relies on you 100% for everything. The nutrients, its moods, like all of that. Now, there are some things that happen with children that is beyond your control, right? God gives us all of our children, right? They are a gift from God. That's my belief. I believe every baby is a gift from God. And I don't believe that you always have to have done something, right? However, with Julia, the evilness that she's carrying, the revenge that she wants, there's no way in the world you're going to tell me that the baby don't feel that. She wants to cry those tears. As soon as Betty and them came on there, her whole mood shifted. So she think that the baby don't feel that? My daughter is into that stuff, right? She can rattle off. Oh boy, can she rattle off. And she'd be like, Mommy, this such and such a chromosome and this such and such chromosome and this the RNA and then this, that, and the other and knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog about. This comes from the mommy, mom. This comes from moms. This she'll say, well, mommy, this certain thing, X, Y, and Z come from the male, from the father. I'll be so that gonna confused. I don't know what come from what or whatever. But I can tell you one thing. That has got to be a nervous child. Okay, what you saying, boo? Thank you so much for the 4.99 super chat. Dr. Payne said, I think Yard did not like Jovi's mom either until that mama nursed her back to health after that baby and was so helpful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat. If y'all are not following Dr. Payne on Instagram, y'all missing it. Y'all need to be following Dr. Payne. I keep telling y'all when she come in the room, y'all need to be following her on Instagram. But it's just Betty was like, they missed my birthday. They missed a daddy birthday and they missed something else. And she was like, I just figured if she don't call us, we won't call her. I don't have it to do anymore. We want a relationship with her. I love her, but I'm not gonna be running behind her. Like I'm not gonna do it. And I don't blame her one little bit. Not one little bit do I blame her. Because at some point you have to, it got to be about self-preservation. And what you say, Dr. Payne? Your daughter is right. They say happiness comes from the mother. My daughter be calling that stuff off. Okay, you said Father's Day, Veronica, and Betty's birthday. Yeah, like why would you do that? Like I don't understand that, y'all. Like why would she do that? I don't get it. I don't get it. And if this show um if this show wasn't so messy, it would be nothing at all because there's really nothing going on with these people. It is nothing going, like they have nothing going on. It is just not interesting anymore. It's just a bunch of foolishness. I can get here's what I always think about 90 Day Fiance. All of them, right? You can cook, clean, turn your vacuum on, take out your trash, and you ain't missed nothing. You haven't missed a thing. You could do all the stuff you need to do. Take care of a couple of kids, have Disney playing on the other end, and you ain't missed nothing. Let me tell you, I have multiple devices. On one device, I had 90 Day Fiance on, right? On the other device, I was looking at the Murdaugh trial because I have been obsessed with the Murdaughs. Obsessed. When I say obsessed, I'm talking about obsessed. I'm talking about morning, noon, and night. My daughter said, Mommy, you playing that while you sleep. It's talking in the background and you sleep. I'd have had her hook up the Hulu on my phone so I can look at the family life of the Murdaughs. Let me tell you. Okay, Nathan, same here. One device, 90 Day Fiance, the other one was football. I think I agree with you, Dr. Payne. I agree. What you saying, Wendy? Wendy said they're so bitter that Betty and Ron wouldn't let them share a room before marriage. Penalty of parents are the same way. Plenty of parents are the same way. Absolutely. You better. I haven't even thought about it in my mom and daddy house. I've been looking at the Murdaugh trial, and I'm telling you, it is some kind of good. And it was a piece of evidence in that trial. I don't know if y'all remember that about the guy, the lawyer that lived in South Carolina, and he killed his wife and his son. I don't know if y'all watching that or not, or y'all have been keeping up with that. I've been keeping up with that trial since day A, and especially because I got family that live in South Carolina, so I would be getting the scoop and stuff. And I listened to it. Okay, what you say, boo? I love, I live. Uh, I've been listening to that, right? And it was a piece of evidence that they did not. Okay, so y'all, I'm talking about that. There's a piece of evidence that your auntie caught that nobody caught. Not one lawyer caught it. They were tiptoeing around it, but never caught it. So Murdaugh said that on the day when they did the interrogation, SLED came, the police came, And they were, I don't know if y'all looking at the Murdaugh trial or if y'all looked at it, but I'm going to talk about it real quick. In the middle of 90 Day Fiance, he used rifles to kill them on the property. When they had him in the car and they was asking him about what had happened, he said when he got to the barn that he saw Paul and he saw Paul's brains hanging off of the roof and everything. He's he said, Alex said that he tried to turn over Paul. Hear me? I know y'all probably saying, Auntie, do another video. No, I need to get this out. No, he's not on trial anymore. He got convicted. He got convicted. Oh, he got convicted. Yeah, the clerk released some information. If y'all want to, we can talk about it. But he said he tried to turn over Paul. The way that and when we saw him, hear me all the way out. When we saw him, he did not have any blood on his shirts, his hands, his shoes. He was sparkling clean. If that scene was as gruesome as they said it was, why didn't he have blood on him? He made sure that the clothes that he had on that had the actual blood splatter and stuff like that and the gun residue and all that was off, and he changed it to another outfit. But even in that outfit, he said that he had went and tried to flip Paul over. Why wasn't blood on his shoes? Then he said he went over to his wife. Why wasn't blood on his shoes? Why wasn't it on his hand if Paul's whole brain? There had to have been blood everywhere. And I was like, why would none of them look and say, why is he clean? If you said that you went to go and flip over Paul, you should have blood on your shoes. His whole point and their whole point was he didn't have any blood on him. He should have. He lucky I wasn't on that jury. I mean, they convicted him. But I'm just saying, he should have been bloody. He should have said, because he sat there and I listened to the interrogation. I don't know how many times. I mean, not the interrogation. I listened to the night when they came to the thing. Even the brothers that went and cleaned up, right? Because the brothers went and cleaned up the crime scene and stuff for Paul. Because at that point they thought that nobody imagined, that Alex. Nobody imagined that Alex did that. Nobody imagined that he did that. But even they were having to use gloves and everything. Why didn't Alex have blood on him? Even if he changed his clothes. He took his ass back to that daggone house. Y'all, I'm on a whole different subject. He took his butt back to that house. Took a shower, cleaned up. They never found a gun, even though they knew that they were guns off the property. They knew that they were their guns. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you got a gun, your gun can be traced. When I went through class, they tell you when you put your bullets in your gun, you make sure you wear gloves, right? Because if somebody take your firearm, your DNA, and all of that, and your prints are on that bullet. So even if you don't use the gun, right, the pew pew, to commit a crime, if it's stolen, let's say you have a house burglary and it's stolen, and you had you put those bullets in and you did it with your raw finger, your DNA and your prints are going to be on it. Make sure you use gloves every time you load your gun. Every time you unload it, wear gloves. Okay, that's just a note. Anyway, so I've been looking at that. I've been looking at different stuff. This show just doesn't. It don't do it for me anymore. It's just the same old recycled bull crap. It's the same recycled bull crap, which is why I have been branching off into other stuff, and I'm hoping that y'all like it. Anyway, I think I got 2 more videos that I need to do, and then I got a long day tomorrow. I'm hoping that y'all did like the review, and if y'all are not looking at Death in the Family, y'all need to be watching it. It's on Hulu. They also have Murdaugh stuff on Netflix, and they have some on YouTube. It is one of the most interesting trials that I have watched in a very long time, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. What you saying, Boo? Is overheard shots that caught his brother taking some guns out of the parents' house. There is overhead shots that caught his brother. Whose brother? Whose brother, Venus? Alex's brother or Bubba? Buster. There is overhead shots that caught his brother taking some guns out of the parents' house. Which brother? Yes, it is Ray Della. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I would rather talk about that and get 50 views on a video. Alex's brother. Which one? He had 2. Which brother? He had 2 brothers. Which brother you talking about, baby? Because you know I'm about to look that up. I'm obsessed. Now, and I don't know whether or not y'all have been looking at all her fault. I had a couple of people hit me up in the DMs and a couple of people in the comments on another video that said that they wanted me to cover that. Y'all, that's good too. That is on Peacock. Episode 4, I think, is tomorrow. Okay, because he had 2 brothers. Robert. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. He had 2 brothers, Randolph and John. Randolph and John was the brothers. Y'all, it's good. If y'all ain't not looking at that, it's so many versions of it. But this new one that is out on Hulu ain't nothing but the truth, because it showed that Margaret was leaving him. Yes, she was. She was leaving him the whole time. Yes, she was. So y'all want to see something that's interesting and that's real. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I think the only brother that went back to the house the clean was Randolph. It wasn't John. So if you saw the brother Randy, so if you saw it, it probably was Randolph, because Randolph was on the stage on a witness stand saying that he thought that, he needed to go in. He felt like he needed to go and clean Paul's brains and stuff up, and he wanted to clean that. He felt like, he needed to do that for his nephew. Dr. Payne, let me tell you, oh my God, the Murdaugh trial, obsessed, obsessed. There is another, wait a minute. While we out here, y'all, there is another trial that is going on right now. If you are into crime stories, I know I done switched the subject, but just bear with me. If you are into crime stories, there is a trial that is going on right now of a woman who laid in the bed with her ex-boyfriend, husband, and cut his head off. It is called the beheaded boyfriend trial. This lady is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They came to the house for the crime scene. Do y'all know that they have yet to find the head? They have yet to find the head. Let me bring that up for y'all real quick. It is going on right now. Oh my God, they did the verdict. The Devin Michaels case, y'all. Let me put it in the chat. Wait a minute. This is here. It's in the chat. I'm putting it in the chat. Ray Della, you would like this too. They gave a verdict. Y'all, if y'all see, this is stuff that I be wanting to cover on my other channel. And I'm telling you right now, I'm about to start covering this on my other channel. This is the kind of stuff that get your auntie going. I love crime stories. The more crime stories, the better for me. They said they got a verdict on this case. How did I miss that? The verdict has been reached in the case of the Devin Michaels. What? I know they had to have found her guilty. They said she was convicted in the death. They said she was convicted and the verdict is out. Devin Michaels, 47, was convicted of murder with the use of a deadly weapon in the death of Jonathan Willett, the father of her two daughters. The case entered on what prosecutors described as a brutal killing that occurred as Willett was moving into Michael's home August 7th of 2023. Oh my God. Where I been? Which one is this? Which one? What case is this? Madeline Soto. What case is that? That sounds so familiar. Let me see. Madeline Soto. Let me copy and paste that. That sounds familiar to me too. What case is that? And you said Taylor who? Is this new? I'm gonna have to come back and get these names out. This Soto though, Madeline Soto. That sounds very familiar. Oh my God, Maddie Soto was a 13-year-old girl from Florida who was murdered in February of 2024 by her mother's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns. Stearns has since been sentenced to 21 life sentences. Oh my God. What the? 21 life sentences? What the? Taylor SHSH. What she do? What crime did she commit? Is this the one that killed her boyfriend in the suitcase? Taylor, is Taylor the one that killed the boyfriend in the suitcase and stuffed him in the suitcase and went upstairs? What? Sarah Boone. Yes, it was Ray Della. Ray Della. I'll be up till 1:30, 2 o'clock, knowing I got to get up. 3:34. Listening to Sarah Boone lie about that man in that god daggone suitcase. Then came up there with all that bull crap with the judge and telling the judge this and writing long dissertations in her jail cell. Oh my God, Sarah Boone got on my nerve, but I was obsessed with Sarah Boone. Y'all, this the stuff I'm telling y'all be want to talk about. Yeah, Sir had that man in that suitcase. And it was so haunting to hear him telling her to take him out. I can't remember right offhand how she got, they was playing some kind of game, she said. And she got him in that daggone thing and went upstairs, allegedly, and woke up in the morning looking for him. Yes, Tamika, he was alive. That's what she said, Ray Della. She was playing hide and seek. Y'all, see, y'all, this is just a confirmation. To all the 90 Day Fiance people that came, I am sorry. I apologize. I done got beside myself and I'm talking about something else. I probably need to edit this, tell all part two, and then put slash recap, crime recaps or something. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, the Murdaugh, tomorrow is, like I said, tomorrow is episode, ooh, it's tomorrow, episode 4 or 5. This is based off of a book that one of the ladies wrote. the one on Hulu. But like I said, Netflix has it, but it's all up and down. Like Ray Della said, it's all up and down YouTube. I have been obsessed with that. And I told my sister the next time that I come down here, which will be soon, I want to ride past their property. I want to ride past their property. I sure do. I want to ride past the property. I don't know who owns it now or what. And all of this was because he was stealing money from his firm. And Paul had a boat crash. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you. Paul was off the chain. One of the things that I think, um, I have been wrestling with is that even though Paul was a rascal, drinking, them other kids was drinking with him. And I know, the young lady that passed away at the hands of Paul crashing that boat into the bridge. But all of those kids was drinking with Paul. They all were inebriated. They all was doing, you know what I'm saying? And kids have to understand there are consequences that come with you getting drunk. Not drinking, getting drunk. Like these kids was drunk out their mind and allowing Paul, because of his wealth, to lead them down this path where the little girl died and the other ones got injured. Oh my goodness. Girl, you're gonna have to be doing some live broadcasting with me. I think it's gonna go I think it's gonna I think that it's going to go back. Um I think it's gonna go back. Anyway, so it looks like I'm late for my other ones. Y'all, I may have to push them till tomorrow. That's if y'all even interested. But I gotta get into bed because tomorrow I will be in the hospital almost all day with a loved one. So I'm gonna have to get up off of here. But I'm glad to see that it's some crime buffs out here. Okay. What you saying, Ray Dollar? Yeah, she zipped him in the suitcase and he suffocated. Mm-hmm. She suffocated him. Oh, crazy. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Bye.